Are you planning a trip and feeling nervous about your English? In this video, we're going to cover essential travel English, from checking into your hotel to handling stressful flight delays, and real-world dialogues and vocabulary to help you travel with confidence. Let's start with some key vocabulary about accommodation. Your accommodation is wherever you stay, a hotel, a guest house, a B&B. So in our vocabulary, we have booking, which is similar to your reservation. We talk about the check-in and check-out. This is your arrival, getting your room key, and checking out is when you are leaving, giving back your room key and making sure you've got everything. Twin bed versus a double bed. Twin bed is 2 beds, whereas a double bed is 1 bigger bed. 2 people can sleep in it at the same time. Vacancy tells us whether or not there is any space available at your accommodation. Sometimes you'll see they say no vacancies. It means it's fully booked. And the rate is going to be the cost per night per person. So you could ask about what is the rate to stay for 3 nights. So when we arrive at the hotel, we can say to the reception, I have a reservation under the name of whatever your name is. And perhaps we want to know, is breakfast included in the rate? Sometimes breakfast is included and sometimes it's an extra charge. Let's have a look at some vocabulary at the airport. First of all, we have departure. This could be the departure lounge, departure area. It's talking about the place where you are going to leave from. To depart is to leave. Terminal, the section of the airport where you might have Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3. These are the different parts of the airport. And within the terminals, you could have gates. So Gate 1, Gate 2, Gate 3 in Terminal 4. The platform, this is a waiting area. Okay, typically if you're at a train station. Your luggage is the same as people often call it your bags, your baggage, but luggage is the correct term. And where you go to collect your luggage after the flight has landed is called the baggage claim area. Sometimes, unfortunately, there is a delay. Perhaps your flight is delayed because of weather or some other problems at the airport. This means you are going to have to wait. And a shuttle is the transport that could be from the airport to your accommodation or vice versa. Let's have a look at some vocabulary for when we're at our destination. Perhaps we want to go to the city center. We could see lots of intersections. This is where roads cross and divide. Walking distance is a good phrase to know. You want to find out, is the restaurant within walking distance? Or is it walking distance to the subway or the metro? It will be much more convenient if you can get to the trains easily. A landmark is a building or something that is a very obvious point for you to refer to when you're walking or driving. A landmark could be a big park, it could be a big building, something that is obvious that can help you with your directions. As we said with our phrases, you could ask, could you please tell me how to get to the library? Could you please tell me how to get to the museum? And the person would reply to you, and you could say, is it within walking distance? So maybe it's just a 5-minute walk or a 10-minute walk. Perhaps you need to take the subway or the metro to get there. Here we have some vocabulary for transactions. So the rate is the going amount, the cost of something. You could talk about the exchange rate if you're comparing currencies. If you need to compare euros to dollars. To exchange is to change, to hand over something and receive something, to receive something in return. A receipt is proof that you have paid. This is the piece of paper that you get after you have paid. An invoice is the piece of paper that says the amount that you need to pay still, the amount that you owe. Currencies are when we talk about different currencies in different countries, whether it's dollars, euros, etc. There could be a tax. This is an extra amount that the government puts onto things. Some countries have it standard included, and some countries it is extra. And often you will be asked if you're going to pay with card or cash. If you're using your card, that will be your bank card, your Visa card, or cash means you are going to use paper money and notes. Here are some terms that are useful if you are in a restaurant. If something is complimentary, it means that it is free. It's an extra that is given to you. A surcharge is an additional charge. Often we see this with tips. In some countries you tip and it is included in the bill, and sometimes there's a surcharge, is something extra you have to pay. And if something's available, it means that they do have it in stock, or it is handy for you to use. Here are some phrases for when you're dining out or perhaps just shopping. Could we have a table by the window? So you would ask this when you arrive at the restaurant. And at the end of the meal, or perhaps at the end of your shopping experience, you'd say, I'd like to pay by card. And sometimes we don't want to buy anything, we're just looking, thank you. That means we don't need any further assistance. Sometimes when we're on holiday, things do go wrong. So here we have two examples. It could be, my room key is not working. So we go down to reception and we explain to them, my room key is not working. And sometimes when we've bought something and paid for it, we have a look and we realize perhaps there's a mistake on the bill. So you could say to someone, excuse me, I think there's a mistake in this bill. Maybe they charged you twice. Right. Listen to the dialogue now, and you'll hear these phrases and vocabulary in the situation. So the context is a traveler, Maria, is checking into a hotel and asking about local attractions. Hotel staff. Good evening. Welcome to the Grand Hotel. How can I help you? Hi, I have a reservation under the name Maria Santos. Let me check. Yes, Miss Santos, a double room for 3 nights. May I see your ID? Here you go. Is breakfast included in the rate? Yes, it's served from 7 to 10 a.m. Here is your key card, room 402. Great. Also, what's the best way to get to the downtown area from here? It's a 10-minute walk, or you can take the subway at the corner. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Let's read through the transcript so you can see if there are any words that you missed or didn't hear correctly. Good evening. Welcome to the Grand Hotel. How can I help you? Hi, I have a reservation under the name Maria Santos. Let me check. Yes, Miss Santos. A double room for 3 nights. May I see your ID? Here you go. Is breakfast included in the rate? Yes, it's served from 7 to 10 a.m. Here is your key card, room 402. Great. Also, what's the best way to get to the downtown area from here? It's a 10-minute walk, or you can take the subway at the corner. Thank you so much. I appreciate your help. Let's have a look at some vocabulary in case there is a delay. So, operational issues. This is a general or a broad term. When there are problems at the airline, it could be with crew scheduling or maintenance. Connecting flight or connection. This is the second leg of your journey. If you are not flying directly to a place, then you need a connecting flight. A voucher. This is a coupon for food or accommodation provided by the airline. They often give these out if there is going to be an extended delay. Standby or a waiting list. So if there is a problem with your flight, you're going to miss your connection, you need to go onto the waiting list or be on standby. So this is for the next available seat on a full flight. If it is fully booked, it means there are no more seats available. And to rebook is to change your ticket to a different flight. Here are some useful phrases that you can use in this situation. Could you please tell me why the flight is delayed? Will I make my connection with this delay? What are my options if I miss my connecting flight? Is there any compensation or meal vouchers available? Could you put me on the next available flight? Will the airline arrange hotel accommodation for an overnight delay? So these are all very useful if you are stuck at the airport because of a delay. Right, we're going to listen to a dialogue now. For context, Maria's flight is delayed by 2 hours and she's worried about missing her next flight to London. So she goes to speak to the agent. Excuse me, I just saw the board says flight 107 is delayed by 2 hours. Could you please tell me the reason? I'm sorry, Maria. It's due to operational issues at the previous airport. We expect to depart at 4 p.m. Oh no, I have a connecting flight in Paris. If we leave at 4, will I still make the connection? It will be very tight. Let me check. Unfortunately, you might miss it. What are my options then? Can you put me on the next available flight to London from Paris? Yes, I can rebook you on the 8 p.m. flight. It's fully booked right now, but I'll put you on the waiting list. I see. Since I'll be waiting for several hours, am I entitled to any meal vouchers? Certainly. Here is a voucher you can use at any cafe in the terminal. Thank you. I appreciate your help during this stressful time. So let's go through the transcript now. Excuse me, I just saw the board says flight 107 is delayed by 2 hours. Could you please tell me the reason? I'm sorry, Maria. It's due to operational issues at the previous airport. We expect to depart at 4 p.m. Oh no, I have a connecting flight in Paris. If we leave at 4, will I still make my connection? It will be very tight. Let me check. Unfortunately, you might miss it. What are my options then? Can you put me on the next available flight to London from Paris? Yes, I can rebook you on the 8 p.m. flight. It's fully booked right now, but I'll put you on the waiting list. I see. Since I'll be waiting for several hours, am I entitled to any meal vouchers? Certainly. Here is a voucher you can use at any cafe in the terminal. Thank you. I appreciate your help during this stressful time. I hope you've learned lots of new vocabulary and phrases you can use the next time you travel. Go back through it and just make a note of the ones that are new for you, and let me know in the comments which of these travel situations is the most stressful for you. I would have to say, for me, dealing with flight delays. I don't like waiting.